I'm Andrew, and I'm a team member here on Post Care for, and I'll be filling in for a quarry until March. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about why there are no fat animals in the wild. Now, there are some fat animals in captivity, but we're talking about in the wild. So, not in zoos or animal sanctuaries. Obesity. Why is it not a problem for wild animals? I'll tell you why. Because they're smarter than us in the wild, and evolution has evolved them to be worried about starvation. So they're very smart with their food. Unlike us humans, where we can go to a grocery store and buy it, they savor it. So let's talk about what obesity is. So obesity would come from overeating or eating unhealthy things, and in the wild, that's really impossible for this to happen to them, because like I said, evolution has made them smarter with their food than us. So if an obese animal is found in the wild, it's because they were fed human food. So someone had found that animal and had taken them McDonald's, probably, because that food's really unhealthy, and given it to the wild animal. And on their own, they do not have enough food to allow them to get that big. So they're typically relatively skinny, or what we would think would be skinny. Even in captivity, such as zoos, animals are fed exactly what they would eat in the wild. So if you go to a zoo and you see a lion, they're only going to be fed what they would normally eat in the wild. So if they eat once a week, that animal's only going to be fed once a week. Let's do a quick recap because my lovely editor distracted me and I forgot where I was talking about. Okay, so it's pretty much impossible for animals to be overweight without human food available. That's why you always see fat raccoons, because they're garbage thieves. They do live in town, so is that wild? You tell me. Now, if an animal only eats and does nothing, literally nothing else besides eat and lay there, it will become lazy and it will get fat because it's not burning off the calories from the food. Same thing with us. But most animals in the wild hunt for their food, and so that will take the energy from their last meal to get their next meal. Now, this excludes the animals that live in the cities, like pigeons, mice, rats, raccoons, some coyotes. You get the point. Because they have access to human food via garbage, or people will leave food out for like stray cats, and other animals can eat that as well. So they'll become fatter because they don't have to actively hunt for their food. They can just kind of knock over a dumpster and scavenge through it, so it's not taking as much energy to do that. But so instinctively, because of that, the animals in the wild are smarter with their food, and they will not become fat because they're instinctively trained to hunt for their food. most, if not all of the animals, eat very nutritiously in the wild, unlike the animals that would be living in the city eating the garbage or even human food that people would be giving them. So the only food that could make them fat would be like the high sugar, high fatty foods. So the only foods that could make them fat would be the high sugary, high fatty foods that us people would eat. So if you have any questions about what's going on behind me or about the video, leave the comments in the comment section below, and please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. I love you.